Yes, we're live.
Can you guys hear me?
Is anyone in there?
It says 5 waiting. Yeah, it's better than last time.
Yeah.
I need 2 more Pokemon to finish this, and this thing ends in an hour. Well, how do they only give you like 5 minutes to complete something?
I don't know. We need to know if we've got audio.
Can you guys hear me? It's better than last time.
Oh yeah, we do.
We do have audio?
Yeah, keep talking.
Hello, can you guys hear me? I need. There's only 2 more. I think it just might be you and me again, and this thing ends in an hour.
It's only to the Pokemon part.
Oh, okay. Well, how do they only give you like 5 minutes to complete something?
Okay.
Pokemon drama.
It says we've got 1 viewing. Is that it?
Is that you?
Audio? Yeah.
5 waiting. That's better than last time.
Oh yeah, we do.
We do have audio.
Yeah, keep
Is
talking.
anybody in Hello, can you guys hear me?
Oh, no.
There's only. I think it just might be you.
I don't know.
and me.
Why is nobody in here though? That's.
There's 5 there a second ago. Maybe it said Pokemon they all left.
I'm gonna post the link on Patreon again.
Okay. Or maybe it really is just us. I mean, started streaming 90 seconds ago.
Let's see. Oh, come on. We are live.
Not mad about Skins having a live stream right now too.
Uh-oh, that must be where everybody is.
Everybody saw his link below and then just left.
What the heck? I just wonder if the unlisted...
Having a live stream right now too.
Uh-oh.
Well, 5 are
Where
waiting.
everybody is.
Everybody saw his link below and then just left.
Then we went live and they all went away.
Yeah, how is that possible? That doesn't make any sense. It says one watching, is that you?
That's
Having a
this
live stream
computer
right
here.
now too.
Uh-oh.
Well, 5 are
Where
waiting.
everybody is.
Everybody saw his link below and then just left.
Then we went live and they all went away.
Yeah, how is that possible? That
zero.
doesn't make any sense. Something's not right.
Oh my god, now that this is not us, this is YouTube.
It says one
I just
watching, is
wonder
that you?
Having
a
this
live stream
computer
right
here.
now too.
Uh-oh.
Well, 5 are waiting.
There it is.
I shut the everybody saw his link below and then just left.
Then we went live and they all went away.
Yeah, how is that possible?
Oh, Robin said hi.
Oh, hello! Something's not
That's
right.
the one.
Oh my god, now that this is not
I'll
us.
take it.
This is YouTube.
It says we've got 0.
No, it says 3.
There's
Well,
there's
5 are
number
waiting.
out.
Okay.
I shut the everybody
Okay.
said something below and then just
Something's
left.
lagging.
YouTube
We
is
went
so
live and they all
glitchy.
went away.
Yeah, how is that possible?
Oh, Robin
Oh,
said
Snowdrift
hi.
says
Oh,
hi.
hello!
You know what?
Okay, so funny
That's
thing.
the one.
So last week we tried to do this.
This is not
Take it. Everything with YouTube was a mess.
Wonder-
It
And
says
Cameron and I
we've got
sat here for like
0.
10
No,
minutes
it
and
says
nobody
3.
joined.
There's
And then we
Five
figured out
are
YouTube
waiting.
was
Okay.
down. I'm like, well, maybe nobody cares anymore. When nobody joined, I'm like,
Something's
YouTube
lagging.
is so once in a while.
Glitchy.
Yeah, how was that?
And then we figured out that
Oh,
YouTube
Robin
was Snowdrift says
Oh,
hi.
hello!
You know what?
And
Okay,
everything
so
was
funny
messed
thing.
up.
Everything.
So last week we
Everything
tried
was-
to do this. I had hiccups for like everything
Oh.
was a mess. It would not have Cameron and I
Oh,
sat here
it
for like
says
10
hi.
minutes
It
and
says
nobody
3.
joined.
Our-
And
our-
yeah,
so
so
okay.
last
Well,
week
maybe
before
nobody cares
everything
anymore.
went, when nobody joined, I'm like,
So
YouTube
YouTube
is
is
so
so
once in a
last
while.
week.
And hiccups for
And
like
then
an
we figured
hour
out
and
that
then
YouTube
YouTube was
was
a
hi.
mess.
You know what?
Okay, so
Syncing
funny
thing
thing going on. So last
So
year we
everything
tried to
was
do it. I had
different.
hiccups for like every hour and then a mess. It would not have Cameron and I sat here for like 10 minutes and nobody joined. And yeah, so last week
maybe
before
nobody cares
everything
anymore.
went, when nobody joined, I'm like,
YouTube
YouTube is
is
so
so
once in a
last
while.
week.
And
Yeah.
hiccups for like
And
an
then we
hour and
figured
then
out
YouTube
that
was a
YouTube
mess.
was hi.
You know what?
Okay,
Okay,
so
so funny
syncing
thing
thing
going on.
going
So
on.
last or an alien?
No, we're getting an echo.
Oh no.
Hang
Sounds
on.
like 10 people are talking. Okay, we don't want to do that. I'll type.
Keep talking though, Sarah, because
Okay, I'm typing. Cameraman is fixing it. Right now. Nobody needs 10 echoes of me. No one deserves 10 echoes of my crazy voice. Cameron is upstairs now looking at it, so I wonder if I can move this here. Like 100 people, okay. No, got the...
That didn't fix it?
I don't know. Sounds like more echo. I think we should almost hire someone, like a full-time staffer. Oh, if you close it and come back in, it is better. I swear by someday we're gonna get this all right off the bat. I swear.
I think, because I turned the audio on so I could see if we could hear you. I think that was the problem.
Oh, okay.
Let's,
Oh, Snowdraft says it's much better now. That's a good thing.
Only one echo?
Yeah, now only one echo. Now you have the control to fix it. Nobody needs an echo of my crazy voice. Not even myself. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think I hear it without an echo now, but...
Okay, is it better? Can everyone hear me normally with my squeaky high-pitched voice in a normal fashion? It's weird when I look at my computer, then I see myself, and I'm like, that's weird. That's me. Okay, does it sound better now? It must be better.
It's better on my laptop.
Okay.
It seems fine.
Okay.
Fine here, so just...
Okay.
I'd
Okay.
get rolling. Sorry.
Okay. Well, hopefully everyone else will find the link. I don't know. YouTube's been a mess lately because the other day, like a week ago, I tried to upload like a 3-minute video, and it took, what, 2.5 hours? 2.5 hours to upload 3 minutes. And I'm like, oh, much better now. Okay, we're good. There we go. We like that. Okay, so we're going off. So we had an extra camera just in case something else happened, so now we're using the extra camera, which is fine. That's why we have the extra camera. And I kind of like the angle it looks at me at. I feel like it makes me look skinnier, so there we go. Okay, so I've got a few of you guys here. So should I just give out the background of what we're doing, and then I'll start talking? So if any of you guys missed the last live stream, I'll probably update you guys again, but I'm looking at starting some sort of Kickstarter or GoFundMe to start testing these sunscreens ourselves. And it seems like at this point, I don't know, it might be just a complete waste of time to really test anything from Korea. It might be just a total waste, because at this point it seems like most sunscreens from Korea have this issue where if they are made by a third-party manufacturer and the ingredients are similar to something already on the market, they really don't have to do any tests to get sold, and nobody really looks at them. Any of you guys watch? I think her name's Odile. Her video about it, she talked in depth for about a half an hour about this whole issue and how this happened. And I think it started in 2001. It was either 2001 or 2013 where Korea changed their Cosmetics Act so they could be really competitive in the whole world market. So it would help bring things to market faster. So they created all these kind of loopholes for this to happen. But basically, if you're selling a sunscreen and it's made by an independent manufacturer and it has identical or matching ingredients similar to what's already on the market, it doesn't have to be tested at all. So really the only sunscreens from Korea that you can inherently trust are ones made in-house, because they don't have that loophole. They actually have to be tested. So, and actually tons of them, most of the ones on the market are made by a third-party manufacturer. It's just a very small group of sunscreens that are made by the brands. Laneige, Innisfree, Amore Pacific, Solvaso, Ilion, Primera, Mamond, The Face Shop. Those are the big ones that actually... So if you see one of those brands that are selling a sunscreen, at this point I have a feeling it's going to be a much better sunscreen than anything else made by a third-party manufacturer. So Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, watched a full video by that French woman who explained everything. It's crazy how it's possible to label products SPF 50 without even testing them. Yeah, there's no tests. Hey, you know what? This Purito one, oh, it's got the same 2 actives as something else on the market, so here you go. The main thing was there's a loophole that there is some cream sunscreen that contain those 2 ingredients, which I don't know how you can get a cream and just still have those 2 actives and have it have an SPF 50, but then they made it a lotion formula and then used those same 2 ingredients. Didn't have to be tested at all.
Did you see Snowdraft's other comment about?
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad, but Korea's, you can't inherently trust sunscreens made in Korea at this point.
So are you gonna mark it off?
Yeah, at this point, for sunscreens, if it's manufactured in Korea, I think that's a liability right now. Until they fix this, I have a feeling when they do fix it, a lot of these other stuff, because there's still some lingering out there that haven't really done anything, that I still see for sale, like Bellflower, their watermelon one. I still see that for sale. I still see them on random, like Stylovana, Style Korea, Yes Style. I still see a lot of these out there, and I still have a feeling that a lot of these just haven't been taken out yet. They haven't been proven. The brand's small. Nobody's heard about it. So they're still selling them. So it surprises me that some of these are still being sold out there. But I feel like once they change this regulation, if they do, they have to. How can they not? Probably 80% of sunscreens from Korea will just not be available at that point. So it's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, was a cream that was tested, now lotion doesn't need to be. That's basically as a loophole. So they make a cream formula with these 2 filters, and it somehow passed. I still don't quite get it, but how that actually passed. But then they changed the formula to make it more slippery, more gliding, so you don't have as much coverage. But since it had the same 2 filters, it didn't need to be tested at all. So this was never tested by anybody. And I don't know. I'm a little bit upset by Purito and all these brands because in their initial contacts about this, their initial press release, they said, well, we had a sunscreen, the KFDA approved it, we had a third-party manufacturer, we weren't involved in any of this, and the KFDA approved it, we just sold it, we didn't know. But that's kind of a lie, and they had to know that was a lie, unless they didn't know their own cosmetic regulations in their own country. That's possible. Anything's possible. I have a feeling that all these brands, their only way to kind of, not totally take the fall is to blame somebody else. And really, the person to blame solely really is the manufacturer. They screwed all these brands over. And all these brands probably had an idea that this feels like absolutely nothing on your skin. How is this a sunscreen? I mean, it's shocking to me that there's such a loophole that was exploited for so many years. I'm very thankful that Odile, I know I'm saying her name wrong. I pronounce everything wrong, so I have a feeling that until she explained that, nothing really made sense to me how this happened. At one point, it was like one manufacturer is just a rogue manufacturer that made a ton of sunscreens that did a terrible job. Then it comes out that Keep Cool, and they used a different manufacturer. So now it's 2 rogue manufacturers. And then when Crave came out, suddenly it's 3 manufacturers, and then CosRX this is a totally different story because I think they make their own sunscreen. So I don't think Round Lab I think Round Lab used the same Purito people. However, since this happened, Round Lab took theirs off the market for 2 months, and now they've reformulated it. So this now contains 5 filters. But if you purchase the Round Lab one, you have to make sure you're purchasing one from the new batch. The only place I can confirm has a new batch was Stylovana. That's where I purchased this. And it's got the manufacturing date on the box so you can see it when it was made. So I think Round Lab now used Colmar Korea, which at this point hasn't had any issues. Colmar Korea also made Colmar Korea also made the Isntree one. This one has, I think, 6 filters. So, yeah. It's going to get more interesting, I think, before it gets better. But at this point, Colmar Korea hasn't had any issues. But to be honest, if we get the GoFundMe or the Kickstarter going, I'd love to test as many as possible. So the interesting thing with CosRX is a couple weeks ago, somebody posted a response that CosRX posted to a comment from Instagram, and somebody replied that this sunscreen isn't effective. It has an SPF of, I think they said 38.5, and that they're pulling it, not selling it. Somebody posted that. So then before I reported on it, Reddit isn't a source. I mean, somebody could take the time to make a fake screenshot. Most people won't, especially about this topic. But so I emailed them before I made the video, and I said, what's going on? I heard there's a rumor about your sunscreen. It's not SPF 50. You're pulling it from the market. The response I got was, no, that's absolutely not true. It meets all the regulations. It's out of stock right now. It'll be back in stock in 2 weeks. Don't worry about it. So then I'm confused because there's two different things going on. So then I think maybe the one is fake. I don't know. And then the next day, CosRX issues a statement saying the information about the SPF rating and testing information was not accurate, and SPF 38 has never been discussed internally. Rather, it was the team members' own speculation, and their sources had not been checked before providing the information. We are still conducting tests in more than 2 countries. We'll continue to sell the products until the results have been confirmed and reflect the SPF on the packaging. However, we ensure you can be confident that the Aloe Soothing Sun Cream is safe. So it's a little weird, oddly specific, that this person just had a speculation of 38.5. To me, it sounds like maybe that's true. But I mean, the same thing with Crave. I mean, they had to have known that this was not proper for a while before they finally pulled it, and then they still waited another week after that before they pulled it. So I don't know. This was actually at the top of my list of the ones I wanted to test, not because it's my favorite, because it's very scented. But to me, I was always very curious if this was really SPF 50, and then this would reflect another issue because I think CosRX actually makes theirs in-house. I could be wrong, but I think so. It's hard to find the manufacturers. Typically, there's one site that lists the manufacturer. I think that was Rose Shop. Sometimes they listed the manufacturers, or sometimes if something's on Amazon, they almost always have to list the manufacturer in the details. So if a sunscreen's for sale on Amazon, that's the easiest way to find the manufacturer. So, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, there are very few sunscreens for sale on Joel Seed. Nothing compared to the pre-Armageddon times. Yeah, it's interesting how there's still some that are available that I just wonder about them, but I don't know yet. So yeah, so at this point, I guess I won't be testing this one because CosRX is already doing it, but there's still several ones that come to my mind that I really am curious about and really want to test. Some American ones. So and the Round Lab was already retested by that gal from the Skin Institute of Korea, but this one still feels really nice. Almost, I know they upgraded it. I know she tested it, but I still wonder. This one feels just so much like the Purito. If it's a really sunny day, I probably wouldn't pick this one, but on just a day-to-day basis, this one's okay for a Minnesota day where it's cloudy and rainy. But this one still feels so light. I still speculate if this one is good enough, but anyway, so Craig never said the
Banana Boat.
This is cameraman's favorite. Banana Boat's done well in the testing. Although this is an American version with only 3 filters, so
They should listen to me.
I don't know. Yeah, so Crave. Okay, so Celius, Colmar is legit lab according to Odely. Okay, that's good to know because
You missed a comment.
Oh.
Did Crave ever...
Crave never revealed the real SPF. Some people said they told it to them. I don't believe that for a second. There's no way they would legally implicate themselves to do that, but whatever. I mean, if they're going to keep it secret for a legal reason, they're not going to go and tell a handful of people not related to them. So, yeah, so they never told anybody. That surprises me. I feel like they should have told people, but especially if they want to, in the same sentence, use the fact that they want to be transparent, but we're going to hide this because we're afraid we're going to get sued. Not really transparent. So, I bet this one's around the same as Purito. I have a feeling it's right around 30. And I have a feeling their initial plan was to sell it as 30, but then a lawyer probably told them not to. So, Yeah. Oh, you want me to talk softer?
No. When
Oh, sorry.
it shakes the camera.
Oh, I don't want to shake the camera. I'm getting lectured. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. If the SPF came back at 60, they for sure would have revealed it and bragged. If it came back at 50, they would have bragged about it. Hey, ours was great. And you know, this whole time over the last few months, Crave was saying, ours isn't going to be one of these. Ours is not going to be a problem. Don't worry about it. Keep using it. And then, surprise, it is. And, I mean, again, it's not necessarily even Crave's fault or the owner. I think the owner is actually from America. She's Korean, but I think she was born here. I could be wrong, but... So, I mean, they're working with these third-party manufacturers in Korea, and they trust them. I probably would trust them, too. I mean, so, yeah, so Colmar Korea makes the Isntree one, which, it's not my favorite. It's not elegant. It's got a real strong white cast. There's probably other ones I would pick that I like better, but this is one I still trust and actually would use. So, maybe Colmar Korea. I have a feeling that Odely knows what she's talking about, so... She definitely is very thorough and knows what she's talking about. Maybe I should use piano in my background music. I just couldn't help watching her video and listening to piano. Maybe we should get the piano. You know, in the background. I don't know. Anyway. So, yeah, so Crave never said anything. Other than, we don't want to get sued. Don't talk to us. We're taking it from the market. So, it'll be interesting to see if they do a reboot. And if they remake this, and if the formula is anywhere near this. Because this one's really nice and light and feels good. So, you know what? I really think a huge thing would be very helpful. If every sunscreen sold in the world had to list the percentage of filters. In the U.S., they have to do this. This is a U.S. brand. We've got avobenzone 3%, homosalate 10%, octocrylene 6%. That would be so nice if every single one of them had to list the percentages. Because at least... you have a rough idea in your head. I mean, there's other things, there's other factors. Obviously, algaes can really do a great job in sunscreens. They can be somewhat as effective as some other filters. So it'd be nice just to have a rough idea. If something's got, 3% of this, 4% of it would be nice to have a rough idea, especially, formulation, particle size, that all plays into it. But it would just be nice to have a rough idea to look at a sunscreen, at least know what's in there. And, I mean, like... I think U.S. I'm trying to look at some of my other I think U.S. is the only country. This is an Australian brand. They don't have any percentages listed. So, what's going on?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
The
I look red?
No.
Oh.
The autofocus. It's hunting back and forth. But
should I not move?
No, keep going.
Okay.
Sorry.
So anyway, even like the I'm wondering if the Altruist one has the percentages listed. They don't either. So, according to European standards, only sunscreens that tested SPF 60 or higher can be labeled SPF 50. Yes, that is true. Sunscreens that are age of 50 to 60 just are SPF 50 with no plus after it. Oh, I do have this, the Anessa. Yes, you know what? I took pictures of all of these, and I've been working. I took pictures of swatches of every Anessa one, and I was going to do a whole review of each one, but yes, I know you wanted the... So this is the mild one, SPF 35 mild gel. This one has a little bit, and I'll be reviewing this one in Sunscreen Week, but you can kind of see. It goes on really nice, and it has like a mild white cast, but not super noticeable. But it feels really nice and hydrating, no fragrance in it. I don't think this one has any alcohol in it either. So, I'll post those pictures. I was going to write a whole article about it, but I'll just post the pictures so you get an idea. So, yeah, it feels really nice, though. Okay. Yeah, this one, I like it. This one's really nice. I still have a trust in Anessa at this point. Although, there's a couple people that have mentioned that Japan might have a similar loophole to what Korea has. I don't know if that's true or not because nobody's been able to point it out. I wish I could read Korean or Japanese. Actually, I have a friend of a friend that can read Japanese. So, anyway, I'll do that one more time. So, yeah, this one's really nice, though. Instead of waiting for Sunscreen Week, I'll try and review it in the next few days. How about that? It's really nice, though. I do really like this one. certainly worth checking out. So, yeah. So, anyway, so obviously this issue in Korea is just an entire countrywide issue with that loophole. If you're using any K-Beauty sunscreens at this point, I recommend using ones that are big brands that make their own sunscreens. So, let's see. So, other people have mentioned, that Elta MD had been sued, and they've been posting this link around on Reddit. This isn't the specific sunscreen, but other people have been mentioning that they were sued for a class action because some company tested their sunscreen and it was found to have way less SPF in it. So this is a brand that I would love to test as well. Their most popular one is this one, I think, the UV Clear. This one I would love to test and see if it's as effective. This lawsuit that these people have been mentioning, though, was from like 5 years ago. So it doesn't look like it was ever resolved. They didn't win. So I wonder if that's like untrue, or if UltraMD was able to prove that this was not in fact true. I think it was a lawsuit based on a study done by Consumer Reports showing that this sunscreen had like 20% less filters than they advertised, so these people decided to sue them. Consumer Reports studies on sunscreen are different than a lot of other tests and how they're done. From what I understand, Consumer Reports, a huge one for them is the water resistance, and that is part of their testing to see if the SPF is effective. And if it's not a very water resistant sunscreen, it's not going to do well in Consumer Reports. So I'm not saying Consumer Reports isn't accurate or true, but it's just one factor. That's why there's so many different sunscreen testing. This is where I got kind of stuck now. I just have to decide which test to do at this point. Because there's like, that's why I sent you guys the link. I'm not going to use AMA Labs. I know that link was from them, but I'm not going to use them because they had a huge scandal where they weren't really testing anything. They were just taking the money to test it and spending it on cars and, I don't know, drugs or something? I don't know. Something else. Ponies? I don't know. Horses? So they were taking the money and not testing his sunscreens, just showing a report saying, yeah, it's fine. So I'm not going to use the AMA Labs, but I just have to pick which one of the tests to do. And I think the one I'm going to, it's like the ISO 2888, I think. But there's so many different ones, so I got to pick one. So that's the biggest thing. Ultrasun is, I like Ultrasun. I don't have one of theirs down here, but I have a tendency to trust that brand. I'm not exactly, it just seems like they know what they're doing. A lot of their sunscreens don't feel as elegant, which instantly to me makes it seem like it's probably correct. I mean, the lighter it feels and the less of a white cast and the less thick it is, I just have a feeling there could be a potential issue. So the price is around $4,000. I sounded like they're willing to negotiate. I think the lab I want to use is Eurofins. That's where I'm at. So I think that's the company I want to use because I contacted other labs and most of them are tied to one test that they like to do. What was the other lab? There was one lab and they basically only do the FDA test. Well, the FDA test only tests certain things, so I think the ISO one is the one I want to go with. I think Eurofins is the lab I want to go with. And the ballpark is around $4,000 a test. So the more money we raise, the more we can test. And I think after I pick Eurofins, oh, the camera's moving. I think after I pick them, then I would like to pick probably a secondary lab to test them as well. And do the same test. I probably want to do another lab in a different country. Eurofins has locations in the US. They're also in Europe. I like the other angle better. I feel it made me look skinnier when the camera's facing down.
I know, but it's shaking all over the place.
Okay, sorry. I can't not.
Yeah, every time you touch the table, it
sorry.
shakes the camera. So
I'm very touchy at the table, so.
sorry, guys.
Okay, is it better now? I just don't look as skinny, but that's okay.
Oops.
Yes, so it's gonna be around $4,000. So, and I have a feeling that's gonna be the price for most of the labs. So that's where I'm going from there. I'll start with them. And if you guys Oh,
Keep
geez.
going, keep going, keep going.
And if you guys have a chance, read the criteria and stuff for the ISO. I think it's like 2888 test and see what you think about it. I'm not so much concerned about like water resistance or things like that. My main concern is the SPF on it true? Is the UVA protection indicated? And there's a lot of like American sunscreens I want to... You know what? I have a tendency to trust Elta MD. Yeah, it is a little bit drying. They have so many different sunscreens. Elta MD, they probably have like 10 or 15 different ones. This one is a favorite because it's great for people with sensitive skin and acne-prone skin, but I've got a few of their other sunscreens that I'll do in Sunscreen Week too. But this, you know, sometimes things with zinc in them can be drying just because zinc has a tendency to just dry skin out. Although sometimes it's used as a soothing ingredient, it does have a tendency to collect and make dry patches noticeable. So yeah, so I have a tendency to trust them, but at this point, maybe there's a reason not to. I mean, I think they're made in Switzerland, so... Now, this one's made in the U.S., but manufactured by Swiss American. So this is my new, like, really favorite one, but I have a tendency to trust Australian-made sunscreens, and they even put it on their box. Formulated and created in the toughest place to get a sunscreen approved, Australia. Although, this is my favorite. Their other ones have fragrance in them, which I don't love. But this one's really nice, but probably not something I would use daily because it's SPF 30. So on a very sunny day, I wouldn't use it. But another one I really want to test is this one from Cetaphil. I get it. It's SPF 50, zinc oxide 12%. I understand the particle size. I mean, they could be using different particle size of the zinc oxide to get it to be a stronger SPF, but I still am curious if this one's really what they say it is. And I have a feeling that there could be a lot of sunscreens that have issues. I mean, over time, it's not just a Korean thing, although this is different than anything that's happened before. But a lot of brands have had issues, and it's very hard to manufacture sunscreen. So, Sunscreen Week is going to be the second week of May. So, in about it's almost May now, so in a few weeks. So, I'm excited. I've got a lot of fun ones. This one I would love to test too. This is the Kiss Me Mommy one from Isahan. This one also feels so nice. So I'm just wondering if a lot of, and you know, the Can Make Mermaid Gel also, I'd love to test these. So I'm kind of wondering if some of these J Beauty ones might have potential issues as well, because a lot of them feel really nice on the skin. Hopefully not, but this would probably be one of the first picks. This one or the Skin Aqua Gold, because I've also heard some things about that. So I was also thinking about just taking Cameraman and using him as a test subject myself and doing the little square thing. I might do that.
Does that count as animal testing?
I don't know. It might. So anyway, so at this point, there's a very short list of ones I actually trust from. There's a few that have passed testing. The Biore Aqua Rich Watery Gel passed, but it didn't pass with flying colors. It was like right around 50. The IOP UV Sun Shield Protector, which is, it was out of stock for forever. I think it's back in stock now. The Dr. Orga Premium Sun Protection Cream. The Round Lab, which is the renewed formula. The Make Prem Calming Tone Up Sun Up Cream, which is this one. And the Dr. G UV Ultra Sun. Those are the ones so far that I've tested. So it's gonna be interesting. So, oh yes, yeah, the Kiss Me Mommy one. I know this one again. It's just like a lotion. I mean, sometimes I just come to be suspect if it's too good to be true. Usually it is. And you know, I wish I would have trusted my own gut with the Purito stuff, but I just kept reading things from cosmetics and things like that, cosmetic formulas, that thought it was great. So I'm like, there's something that I don't understand. Because this person obviously has to be smarter than me, right? Because I'm not a cosmetic formulist or a chemist or anything like that. So, anyway, I'll never think that again. So, anyway, so... yeah, so that's where we're at with that. Let me think. What is this? Oh! Oh, I am so excited. So, have you guys heard of the Sunscreener product, which is basically a camera app that attaches to your phone where you can take a picture of yourself and you can see where the sunscreen is, the spots you missed, things like that. It's out of stock. I heard there were some issues with it working properly. So, with all the Patreon money this month, we're actually going to be refitting this camera to be able to do that technology. So it's going off to a company that refits it to take a picture blocking whatever UV rays or whatever. What does it need to do?
They remove the UV filter and replace it with a filter that only allows in wavelengths longer or shorter than 890 nanometers. It gives you the UV photo just like that app. So if you put sunscreen, if the sunscreen's really working, it'll block the UV reflecting off your face back into the camera, and you'll look completely black, almost like a zombie.
Okay.
And just like that other one did, but this will do it in camera and
better.
Way better, I think. I mean, they were doing that on a cell phone, right?
Yeah, it was an app it was like attached to the charger part of it.
Right, and so what they were doing is putting an external filter, I'm guessing, putting an external filter on it just to block it, but if you move or shake that, you'd need a really long exposure to make it work. Anyhow, but yeah, that goes out, and they say 2 weeks, but I'm guessing it might be a little bit longer.
Okay.
But, yeah,
It might be something exciting to have for Sunscreen Week.
When is Sunscreen Week?
Well, I was going to do the second week of May. Maybe I should do the third week.
Well, they've got a rush feature, but it's like an extra $200. We'll get it when it comes in.
Yeah. So how much was it total? It was like around $250.
$300. Yeah.
Yeah. So very exciting. I'm super excited about it.
Me too.
Yeah, because I heard that sunscreener. I heard first that they weren't making it anymore, and then I heard it was back in stock, and then I looked, and by the time I saw it, it was out of stock, so I'm like, and then I looked on Amazon, there's like all these features to make something like it, and I'm like, that's going to be like thousands of dollars, and then Cameraman found this, so I'm very excited, and then afterwards, I'm going to use it to make my first feature film, which is going to be a zombie film, featuring Lincoln and Ike as the zombie hunters or something, I don't know. Anyway, so I'm very excited about that. I don't know. Now I'm going to have to think if it might be worth waiting for Sunscreen Week or not. But, anyway.
Should I pull up a photo for them? Of what it looks like? Just keep talking on it.
Sure, yeah. So I'm pretty excited about it. I think it'll be an interesting thing either way. So, we'll see. I don't know, that Sunscreener I've heard hit or miss things. The people that use it really seem to like it, so I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see the spots I miss, because I know I have a tendency to underapply. Almost everybody does. But it's going to be interesting to see, because I have a feeling there's spots I missed that I don't even know I missed. So with that, it'll be interesting. Wow. Is that the picture you're going to show?
Yeah.
It's a little crazy. Yeah, a lot of people had issues with the sunscreener. Some people that had theirs and it worked fine loved it, and other people probably never even used it. So, but it was cheap. It was like $99, so. Wow, that's an interesting picture, huh?
Yeah, you see here, you can see no sunscreen, full sunscreen.
Huh.
This one, I can't click on that. Oh, I know it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, here's you before and after. The crazy thing is the freckles, though.
Yeah.
Like that. Some of these ones.
So I have my freckle remover.
Yeah.
You know what? I wonder if that one picture is people with a lot of sun damage.
This one, like, I think it's freckles.
Or just, yeah. Wow. Huh. I wonder how many freckles I have that I don't even know I exist. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Huh.
So.
Well, that'll be very exciting. I'm excited about it.
Let me flip the camera back to you.
Huh. So anyway, that'll be very exciting. I'm excited about it. Did any of you guys see Gwyneth Paltrow's skincare routine where she uses sunscreen as a highlighter? And so I saw that. I'm like, Gwyneth Paltrow uses sunscreen as a highlighter. This is not good for anybody to know because people are going to think that she knows what she's doing because she owns a skincare brand called Goop. She does not own Super Goop. A lot of people get that confused. She does not own Super Goop. She owns Goop. And interestingly enough, Gwyneth Paltrow is a huge fan of the Dr. Barbara Sturm line.
Snowdraft, I'll leave a link.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Cameron, I'll leave a link. So I found it interesting that Gwyneth Paltrow is a huge fan of Dr. Barbara Sturm, who also has been quoted saying, oh, you only need a little bit of sunscreen. You don't need a lot. That's why I think she makes SPF drops. So you just put like 1 drop of sunscreen and you're good to go. Which, you know what, it's probably better than none, but you're not going to be very happy when you get burned spending $300 for her SPF drops. I'm just not a very big fan of the Dr. Barbara Sturm. I think it's ridiculously expensive products that aren't typically that amazing, but... So, anything Gwyneth Paltrow does or says from now on, don't listen to it because she doesn't know what she's talking about. And I have a good friend now who I went to lunch. I had lunch with her recently, and she had a precancerous spot removed from her back. And knowing as one of my best friends, what does she go and do? She goes to the tanning bed afterwards. And you know what? I'm like, some people just don't understand it. I mean, I talked to her about it for at least a half an hour. Like, what are you thinking? I mean, tanning beds, I know they feel good and you're warm and tan is pretty, but what am I going to do? I mean, she just doesn't understand it. So, I mean, I talked to her about it for half an hour. I'm like, you had that could have been cancer. Like, 10,000 people in the U.S., I think, are diagnosed with skin cancer every day. What are you thinking? Don't do this anymore. So, I haven't talked to her yet since. I don't know if she'll stop yet, but I don't know. That's my rant for the day. And I've been thinking about that every day since I had lunch with her. And I'm just annoyed. Like, tanning beds are just, ugh. I mean, I get it. They feel good. It does. Tan is pretty. I get it. But cancer is horrible. So, I don't know. So, and I think of Gwyneth Paltrow using it as a highlighter. And I think of my friend the tanning bed. And I just think, you know what? Not enough people are using sunscreen every day when we have 10,000 people diagnosed with skin cancer every day. I don't know. And then it sucks that the people that go above and beyond to do everything right end up with a sunscreen that is not very good. I mean, it's just annoying. You do everything right. You put your sunscreen on every day. And then it's not even that good. So, anyway, that's my rant for the day. So I had a few interesting news things. So J-Lo launched her skincare line, and at first when she launched it was right up front in Sephora. And then the last time I went to Sephora really quick, just to return something and leave, I noticed it was relegated to like a really tiny section in the back of the store. So I'm wondering if her skincare line was kind of a flop. It kind of seems like it. When it's ending up in the very back of the store already. Typically they would get something up front for a while, but I mean, it came out 2 months ago and it's already in the back, so I don't know. Oh, there was also a tanning company that was banned from using an ad. So the tanning brand, British salon Jet Sun Sunbeds, promoted on Facebook that their tanning had health-boosting properties that boosted brain function and also may help with Alzheimer's disease. Tanning may help with Alzheimer's disease. Jet Sun Sunbeds. So, kind of crazy. So this is another interesting thing. So Estee Lauder, so recently they announced that they're getting rid of their Becca brand a couple months ago. And so last week they announced that they're closing Rodin Oiliso Lusso, which is their luxury oil brand. I tried one of their things and it was a little sample and it was fine. But so Estee Lauder's obviously doing some major restructuring, especially with they're going to be the majority owner of Decium in I think about 2 months. And then after that, they're buying like the last few percentages, which will drag out over 2 years. But by the end of, I think it was June, they'll be the majority owner of Decium, which includes the Ordinary. So, interesting. Yes, I thought, you know what, the JLo products would fit in well at TJ Maxx. I mean, they look like the TJ Maxx, like, just the way their packages are designed. It looks just like the TJ Maxx, like, luxury brands. Just the gold and the shininess and the, I don't know. JLo's having a rough month, so her boyfriend broke up with her. So maybe we should all help her out by buying something. Or not. Or saving our money. Ipsy, I think, is merging with BoxyCharm, I heard, recently, but I haven't heard anything else about it. They announced that they have a 32-band ingredient list, which I found interesting, which didn't include anything like fragrance-wise, but they're just banning a lot of stuff that isn't already in things. But Garnier, they have a huge brand. They're everywhere. Garnier, they just introduced a ton of new products. They announced that they are going cruelty-free, and they got their Leaping Bunny certification. So that's exciting. They have some nice micellar waters. I like those. This is kind of funny. So Innisfree, I never try and confuse that with Isn't-Tree, because they're two different brands, but a lot of people get them confused. Innisfree, they're accused of greenwashing by labeling a bottle, a paper bottle, when in fact it was a plastic bottle with a paper wrapper on it. You can't make this stuff up. So they're accused of greenwashing that. Biossance named Reese Witherspoon their brand ambassador. I thought that was an interesting matchup because I just don't think of Biossance and Reese Witherspoon in the same sentence, but I don't know, do you guys like her or not? I don't know. I just think of her getting pulled over, and then when she got pulled over for drunk driving, she's like, don't you know who I am? You can't arrest me. I hate when celebrities do that. Don't you know who I am? Like, well, you're driving drunk, you're going to go to jail, just like everybody else. Just because you're a celebrity doesn't mean you get to drive around drunk. Let's see. What other exciting things? Oh, you know what? There's a huge study on vitamin D levels and sunscreen use. So it's kind of common that a lot of people think when you wear sunscreen, your vitamin D levels are low because you're not getting the exposure to the UV rays. I think like in my part of this country, we already always have vitamin D levels that are low because it's never sunny here. It's sunny here like 2 months out of the year. But there's a study that showed that it really isn't that true. That there really is no correlation to sunscreen use and vitamin D levels. So, I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but they thought previous studies suggest sunscreen can block vitamin D production, but that really showed no correlation between it. So I'm sure there are probably 5 studies that will say the opposite. So anyway, if you live in the U.S. or anywhere, just take vitamin D because there's nothing wrong with it. So yeah, Innisfree. I've tried so many Innisfree products, and there's a couple I like. They have a Sicca gel that's really nice, but has no fragrance. But I bought a sunscreen from them, their oat sun cream. And I thought it would be really hydrating and feel nice, but that oat sun cream was just so drying. It had so much fragrance in it. My skin just hated it. So I have not really found much Innisfree products that I like. So that's about it. So this was an interesting post from another Consumer Report. So they tested 4 sunscreens. The Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Face Lotion SPF 70. And that one got an SPF score of 59. The Hawaiian Tropic Silk Hydration Weightless Face Lotion at SPF 30 had an SPF of 51. The La Roche-Posay Anthelios Clear Skin Face Lotion SPF 60. This one came in at 36. And then Bare Republic Mineral Face Lotion SPF 30 came in with an SPF of 16. So aside from all the K-beauty brands having issues, there's a lot of other brands that have issues. So, yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to chat about at all? We get to get to do our neighborhood garbage pickup when we're done. So, although I only see like 2 things of garbage in our whole neighborhood, but we'll find more garbage, I'm sure. So, I don't know, anything else you guys want to chat about? Otherwise, next time, I'm going to do another live stream next week for everybody. But for now, just keep all the testing stuff kind of low-key. Not like it's going to be a big deal, but... Oh, and then the discussion came up of other people to involve in it. Other YouTubers, maybe. At this point, I'm taking this and I'm running with it. Once we get going and we do the Kickstarter thing, I think if other people want to help promote it, I'm fine with that, but it's kind of my baby at this point. I think it's just easier just to have one person in charge, because once you have more than one person in charge, things take forever. So I'm just going to take charge of this, and hopefully we'll get it done. And then if any other YouTubers want to mention it or promote it, I'm totally fine with that. But I'm not going to rely on anybody else to get it started, because honestly, I think it's just easier that way. So that's about it. So I just want to mention that. So maybe in the next live stream I'll mention it. I don't know. I'd rather be able to have the whole thing ready to go and then mention it. I'm not. Well, we'll figure it out. I don't know. So anyway, out of topic. Have you ever tried the Niode neck elasticity? I have not tried that one. Huh? I didn't know they had that, but my neck is always so dry and sensitive. I should try that. You know what? I'll check out the ingredients list and I'll contact you and see what I think. I have not tried that one. The one I tried from Dermatology was really nice. I found neck creams to be hit or miss, but the ones that are good really help. But the ones that are, like, Strivectin had one, and that was the very first neck cream I ever tried. And I wonder if I just permanently ruined my skin with that one, because my neck has never been the same. It's always just dry and red, so... Oh, I did see Face Theory's sale. Oh, what was their one that I love? Is their Pore Bright... They have a Pore Bright 20 and a Pore Bright 10. Personally, if you can get the Pore Bright 10 with 10% niacinamide, that is the one I'd recommend, because 20% niacinamide seems to be too high for a lot of people. But, I wanted to mention this. Face Theory. So, last week I was going to talk about the herbivore bakuchiol scandal, where their bakuchiol serum didn't have any bakuchiol. But a couple weeks ago, I ordered several things from Face Theory. Their azelaic acid serum was one of them, and they had a BHA serum with salicylic acid in it. So I bought 4 things from them, those 2, and then I think I brought the Pore Bright 10 and their vitamin C serum. So, like 5 days later, I got an email from them saying you have a refund for $18. I'm like, that's weird. And then the next email up was an email from them saying somebody had reported an issue with their salicylic acid pro serum, that parts of it might have crystallized, and just in case you have that problem up front, here's your $19 back. Why aren't all these brands like this? I did want to mention that because that really impressed me, that I didn't have to email them or tell them. They just up front just sent me money. I probably would have never heard about it or known about it otherwise. And I tested mine didn't have that issue, but I was just really impressed with them. So now that you mention it, I'm glad you mentioned Face Theory, because I was very impressed with them. So anyway, yeah. So you know what? Just look on their ingredient list, because they tend to have fragrance-free versions of all their products, most of them. So I would check those out. They have a silicone. They have a moisturizer for acne-prone skin that I really didn't like. But otherwise, every Face Theory product that I've tried, I've liked. And their azelaic acid serum is really strong. So keep that one in mind. I still really love the Geek and Gorgeous one. But Face Theory also has their Regenicalm serum. They have some great cleansers. So I really like Face Theory. Okay, so Celia asked which ones I want to test. I'm going to set these over here quick. These come to the top of my mind instantly. I don't want to test that one. Let's see. Okay. So right off the bat, these are ones that I want to test instantly. Not if we got more money, this would be nice. But right off the bat, Supergoop Mineral Shear Screen. This one, I have a feeling it's probably SPF 30 because the amount of zinc. But maybe there's a different Supergoop one. But one of the Supergoops, I'd love to test this, either this Skin Aqua one or the Skin Aqua that comes in the pearl bottle with the gold top. This one from Cetaphil, which is just really sheer, I'd love to test. The Kiss Me Mommy one, this one's so lotiony, I'd love to test this. The Can Make Mermaid Gel, this one's got a ton of filters in it, but it's still so light, you gotta wonder what percentage they're in. The Elta MD UV Clear, and the Biore Althazim. So, these are the ones that come to my list first. Maybe we could just let them vote when people donate or something out of the top ones we pick. So I'll probably involve you guys to pick the top list of ones that we want to test first, and then maybe when people donate they could vote from that list. That's what I'm thinking. Is there a way to do that on Kickstarter, Joe, or Cameraman?
I don't know.
So we'll have to figure that out, but these are my short list of ones that I really do. The Can Make Mermaid Gel is way up there, and Elta MD now is kind of on my radar. Obviously, Costarax we don't need to test. Crave was one I want to test. Don't need to test that anymore. So this is the short list, but I think we'd probably, me, Cameraman, and all of you guys, I think, will come up with a list, and then maybe when people donate, they could vote or something. So, but these are on my short list. So, I think probably the more popular they are, the better it is to test them. So, I don't know. I don't know how popular some of these are, but I know Elta MD is pretty popular. Just in case there is something going on. So, yeah. I just applied the Face Theory azelaic acid. Yes, that azelaic acid is really nice, but really strong. So, but Face Theory has some great products. I'm so impressed that they refunded me without even me asking for anything, just because someone reported an issue. So for that, I will forever be loyal to them, and I will never buy anything from Herbivore ever again after that Bakuchiol thing. Bakuchiol, I'll never say it right. I'll never buy anything from them. I just don't trust them. They are instantly now on that list, that very short list of a few brands that I will never trust. They're up there. Truly Organic, which is just nothing organic, I'll never buy anything from them ever. Because they had to get found out through a class action lawsuit. They were just buying secondhand overstock products and relabeling them. So, yeah, so these, I wonder if I should test, well, my mind starts wondering about the Australian sunscreen stuff, but that might be for another day. But I don't know, if we raise a lot of money, we could test a lot of stuff. It'll be amazing to test. Like, I wonder if there's a list of like the top 100 sunscreens sold in the entire world. Or maybe just sold in, I don't know. It'd be interesting to be able to test them all and see, and maybe put some of these brands to notice, like, hey, you know what, you can't sell things that aren't truly the SPF you say they're going to be. I mean, it would be nice to put these companies on notice that when you're making sunscreen, you're making something people rely on for their health. You can't screw around. It's not the same thing as making a face serum that people put on at night. It's a responsibility. So, I'd love to do that. So, anyway, anybody else have any other thoughts or questions?
We need to go pick up garbage.
Yeah, we get to go pick up garbage. But, okay. Well, I'll post the thing for next week. And maybe there'll be more sunscreens that are found out in the next week or so. So, anyway, well, thank you guys so much, and then we'll do another Patreon only very soon. So, Belief was bought by Avon. I heard that. That was disappointing, Belief. Although, their products have usually been hit or miss. I saw Beauty Counter, that MLM, they got bought by, like, Carlisle Cosmetics or something for, like, $1 billion. Beauty Counter? So they got bought out by $1 billion, and then all these people that sell their stuff will never be a billionaire. I mean, it's just, that ticked me off when I saw that. How can Beauty Counter be worth $1 billion? I mean, that's, anyway. I should just do a whole video rant about MLMs, because there's such a scam for these people that work their butts off and never make a penny. But anyway. So, if you guys have any thoughts about specific sunscreens that I should have my eye on, just let me know too, because I'm always looking out, because I think there's a lot of stuff that will be found out hopefully soon, and hopefully by all of us, so. And, yeah, so hopefully by the next time we meet, we'll know more about this too. I don't know. They have 2 more tests to do, so hopefully they'll find out soon. If it comes back at 38.5, I'm going to be even more curious why they put the kibosh on that email from going out, so. Anyway, okay, well, thank you guys so much, and I will chat with you guys again soon. So we'll do the full live stream for everybody next week, and then hopefully by the following week, I'll have more details to bring to you guys. So anyway, okay, thank you guys so much. I hope it's sunny and nice out where you are, because it's cold and rainy here, and
Minnesota goodbye.
Minnesota goodbye. We get to go pick up garbage. So somebody's got to do it, right? Might as well be me. So okay, thank you guys. Bye bye.
See you guys. Bye.